Friday, 3:42 p.m. I was supposed to be halfway across town, stuck in traffic, cursing at the guy who doesn't know how to merge. Instead, I was here, turning onto my own street, slowing down as I approached my driveway. My mind was on a single, stupid thought. Did I forget my bag? Or did I leave it in the trunk? Then I saw it. Terry's car, parked, unmoving, sitting there like it belonged, like nothing was wrong. But everything about it felt off. She was supposed to be at work. I had literally spoken to her an hour ago, and she had sworn she was stuck in back-to-back meetings. My heart did this weird, unnatural thing. It didn't speed up. It just stalled, froze in place like even it didn't want to move forward. I killed the engine, sat there for a moment, staring at the house I had walked into 1,000 times. My house, our house. And then I noticed the second thing. The front door unlocked. I never left it unlocked. I never ever left it unlocked. That was when the cold realization started creeping in, the kind of chill that has nothing to do with the weather. It slithered up my spine, into my fingers, right down into my gut. A slow, gnawing suspicion that turned into something uglier. I stepped out of the car, quiet, careful. Something told me I needed to be. I walked up to the door, hesitated for the briefest second, then pushed it open. The air inside felt different, stale, like someone had stolen all the oxygen and replaced it with something wrong. A scent I couldn't quite place hit me first, clean, artificial, like perfume mixed with something warmer, something human. And then, from upstairs, a voice, a man's voice, low, familiar in a way I couldn't place but unmistakably male, followed by Terry's laugh. And that sound shattered everything. Not because it was a normal laugh, not because I had heard it a million times before, but because of how she laughed. The way she laughed when she was teasing someone. The way she laughed when she was winning. My body moved before my brain caught up. One step inside, then another. The air felt thick, pressing against me like it wanted me to turn around. Leave. Pretend I didn't hear it. Pretend I didn't already know. But I kept walking, up the stairs. Slow, deliberate. The closer I got, the more I could make out. His voice low, cocky, relaxed. Hers playful, giddy, like a teenager sneaking around with a crush. Like she wasn't married. Like I didn't exist. I reached the top of the stairs, and the bedroom door was half open. A choice. I could walk away, go back down, leave, and pretend. Pretend I wasn't hearing this. Pretend I didn't already know. Or I could push that door open and see it all. I pushed, and there she was, Terry, my wife, sitting on the edge of our bed, her back to me, wearing nothing except the sheet draped over her lap. Her blonde hair, the same hair I used to brush out of her face when she was tired, was a mess down her back. She was leaning into him, smiling, and him, sitting next to her, shirtless, grinning like he had won the lottery. And the worst part? I knew him, not a stranger, not some random guy. It was Mark, my best friend. For a second, nobody moved. Terry's back was still to me. Mark was still smirking like he had no worries in the world. Like he wasn't sitting in my bed with my wife wrapped in a sheet. Then Terry turned her head, and everything slowed down. Her eyes met mine, and I swear I saw it, the flicker. The brief moment before she reacted, before she put on a face, before she decided which version of reality she was about to sell me. Then, just like that, she was annoyed. Not guilty, not ashamed, not even caught. Annoyed. Oh my God, what are you doing here? She snapped, pulling the sheet tighter around her, like I was the intruder. Mark, he didn't say a word. He just leaned back, resting on his elbows, watching, like this was a show, like he wanted to see what would happen next. I should have swung. At him, at the lamp, at the stupid framed wedding picture still hanging on the wall. But I didn't. I laughed. I don't know why. It wasn't funny. It wasn't anything. But the sound came out of me sharp, short, ugly. You're asking me why I'm here? I said. My voice didn't even sound like mine. She rolled her eyes. I mean, yeah? You said you were leaving at. Are you seriously doing this? I cut her off. That flicker again. That tiny moment of hesitation. And then full performance mode. Her expression twisted. Oh, don't you dare try to make me the bad guy here. She snapped, standing up now, still gripping the sheet around herself like it gave her moral high ground. You don't even understand what's happening. Oh, I think I get it, Terry. I turned to Mark. Mark, this man who had been in my house, at my table, who had grilled burgers with me just last weekend like he wasn't waiting for me to turn my back so he could crawl into my bed. He grinned, like it was a joke. like it wasn't real. I stepped forward. His grin didn't falter. "You're not gonna hit me, man." His voice was easy, confident. "That's not who you are." I don't remember deciding to do it. I just remember the feeling. My fist connecting with his face. Hard. The shock in his eyes right before he crashed backwards off the bed. Terry screamed. Mark groaned. And me? I wasn't finished. Mark hit the floor hard. The bedside lamp rattled. The sheet tangled around Terry's legs. And for the first time since I walked in, I felt alive. Terry shrieked, scrambling off the bed, eyes blazing. "Are you insane?" she screamed, rushing to Mark like he was the victim, like she wasn't the one who had just burned our entire marriage to the ground. Mark groaned, rolling onto his side. His blood was smeared across his cheek from the hit. Good. He deserved it. But what got me the most? He was laughing. "Damn," he muttered, wiping his mouth, looking up at me with that same cocky smirk. "Guess I was wrong about you, huh?" I lunged. Terry threw herself between us, slamming her hands against my chest. "Stop it. Just stop it. God. You're so dramatic. Dramatic. Dramatic." I let out a sharp breath, my hands shaking. "Dramatic," I repeated, my voice deadly calm. "You're standing here, half naked, after screwing my best friend, and I'm the one being dramatic?" She rolled her eyes, actually rolled her eyes. "Jesus, it's not that serious." I blinked. The room was spinning, or maybe it was just my brain trying to process what the hell I had just heard. "Not that serious?" Terry turned back to Mark, helping him up, running her hands over his arm like he was the one who needed comfort. "I swear to God, Terry, if you touch him again." "What? What are you gonna do?" she snapped, rounding on me. "Cry? Punch another guy like some insecure little boy? You're embarrassing yourself." I stared at her, at Mark, at the entire situation I had walked into like some dumb idiot in a bad movie. Then I did something that caught them both off guard. I laughed, a real laugh this time, low and dark, because suddenly, I saw it. Terry wasn't sorry. She wasn't even pretending. She was enjoying this. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a mistake. This was a game. And I had just decided I wasn't playing anymore. I stepped back, shaking my head, feeling something inside me shift, something final. "You know what?" I said, looking between them. "Keep him." I gestured to Mark, who was still rubbing his jaw, watching me like he half expected me to throw another punch. Terry scoffed. "Oh, don't act like you're taking the high road. You're just mad you got caught." I turned for the door. "Where the hell are you going?" she demanded. I looked over my shoulder. "To burn your world down." And then I walked out. I didn't storm out. I didn't slam doors or throw things. No, that would have been too easy. Too predictable. And if there was one thing I was done being, it was predictable. I walked down the stairs slowly, feeling every step beneath me like I was stepping into a new reality. One where I wasn't the idiot husband who didn't see it coming. One where I wasn't the fool still trying to find a way to fix something that had already rotted to the core. Terry wasn't chasing after me. Mark wasn't yelling apologies. Because neither of them thought I'd do anything. They thought I'd sulk. Maybe cry. Maybe leave for a few days and come back. Because that's what guys like me did, right? The nice guys. The ones who loved too much, forgave too easily, and swallowed their pride to keep the peace. Yeah. Not this time. I grabbed my phone from my pocket. Hands steady. Mind clear. And I dialed. The phone rang twice before a familiar voice picked up. "Hey man. Thought you were headed out of town." It was Jason, my coworker, and Terry's boss. I smiled. "Change of plans," I said casually. "Hey, listen, you got a minute? Thought you'd want to know what your loyal office manager has been up to behind your back." Silence. Then, "What?" I stepped outside, breathing in the cool evening air. I could hear Terry and Mark still upstairs, completely unaware of the wildfire I was about to unleash. I looked up at my house. No, not my house. Not anymore. Just a structure full of lies, half-truths, and a woman who thought she was untouchable. I struck the match. "You might want to start looking for a replacement," I said. "Terry's been a little distracted at work, and I've got receipts." Jason exhaled sharply. "Are you serious?" "Dead serious." And just like that, the first domino fell. But I wasn't done yet. Jason was dead silent for a few seconds. Then he let out a slow breath, the kind someone makes when they just realize they're about to step into a mess. "Send me everything," he said. His voice was tight, controlled. "Every single thing you have." I had plenty. See, Terry wasn't just screwing around on me. She was doing it on company time, using her work email for meetups, leaving early, coming in late, and, best of all, using company funds for her little business trips. I had screenshots, call logs, receipts, and now, so did Jason. You know what, man? He said after a pause. I had a feeling. He stopped himself. Doesn't matter. I'll handle it. I almost felt bad for the absolute storm that was about to hit Terry at work. Almost. I hung up and took a deep breath. One problem handled. Next, I scrolled through my contacts, found the next name on my list, and hit dial. This one didn't even ring twice. Ayu, what's up, man? It was Dylan, Mark's little brother. I leaned against my car, watching the sky darken. Dylan, I said, keeping my voice light. You got a second? Yeah, what's up? You still dating that girl? What's her name? Emily? A pause. Yeah. He sounded confused. Why? I smiled. Hate to be the one to tell you, but your big bro's been a little too friendly with her behind your back. Silence. Then click. He hung up. I stared at my phone. I hadn't expected him to react that fast. But then again, Dylan had a temper. A real bad one. I smirked. One more domino down. Now for the grand finale. I turned back toward the house, finally hearing movement inside. Terry's voice. Angry. Confused. She must have finally checked her phone. I took a deep breath, squared my shoulders, and walked right back inside. It was time to finish this. I stepped back into the house like I still owned it. Like it hadn't just turned into the crime scene of my marriage. Upstairs, Terry was yelling. What the hell? Are you kidding me? I took my time walking through the kitchen, grabbing a bottle of water from the fridge like I wasn't about to detonate a nuclear bomb. Then thunder on the stairs. Terry came flying down, phone clutched in her hand, her face twisted in rage. She wasn't crying. No guilt, no regret. Just furious. Are you insane? You called Jason. My boss. I twisted off the cap, took a sip. Yup. She let out a sharp, furious laugh, shaking her head like I was the crazy one. What is wrong with you? Wrong with me? I set the bottle down. What's wrong with you? You cheated. Lied. Brought that piece of trash. I gestured lazily toward the stairs. Into my house. And you're mad at me? Terry threw up her hands. It wasn't even a big deal. You're acting like I murdered someone. I blinked, stared at her. Was she serious? Mark finally appeared at the top of the stairs, rubbing his jaw, looking pissed. Man, you're really dragging everyone into your sad little meltdown? I chuckled. Meltdown. Oh, they had no idea. My phone buzzed. Dylan. I answered on speaker. Tell me you're joking. Dylan's voice came through, raw, angry. Tell me this isn't real. Mark's face drained of color. Terry frowned. Who the hell is that? I didn't break eye contact with Mark. It's your little brother. Silence. Then Dylan's voice, colder now. Deadly. You're done. Mark opened his mouth, but before he could get a word out. Click. Call ended. I tucked my phone away. Guess you've got a fun night ahead. Mark took a step forward, eyes flashing. You son of a... Aha. I held up a hand. I'd save your energy, man. You're gonna need it when Dylan gets here. Mark's face twisted. Terry looked between us, confused. What the hell is going on? I smiled. Slow. Sharp. Just setting fire to everything you care about. The front door swung open, and Dylan walked in. The second Dylan stepped inside, the air shifted. Terry jumped, whipping around to face him. Who the hell are you? But Dylan wasn't looking at her. His eyes were locked onto Mark, his big brother. The same big brother who had just stabbed him in the back. Mark, for once in his pathetic life, looked nervous. Dylan? You were screwing Emily? Dylan's voice was too calm, too steady. That was the dangerous kind. Mark swallowed hard. It's not. It wasn't like that, man, I swear. Not like that. Dylan let out a short, hollow laugh. Oh, so you accidentally slid into my girlfriend? Mark flinched. It was, I cut in. Careful, Mark. You suck at lying. Terry snapped her head toward me. Oh my God. Shut up. This has nothing to do with you. Dylan's head turned so fast I thought he might snap his own neck. Wait. You knew. Terry blinked. What? You knew about Mark and Emily? Terry's lips parted. Just a fraction of a second too long. Dylan's face darkened. You did. His voice was low. Lethal. Terry scoffed, crossing her arms. Oh, come on. Don't be so dramatic. Dylan moved so fast even I almost didn't register it. Crash. The coffee table flipped over. Glass shattered. Terry screamed. Mark jumped back. Dylan wasn't done. You're pathetic. He spat at his brother. I looked up to you. Thought you were better than this. But you're just a worthless. Backstabbing. Dylan, man, calm down. Dylan lunged. Mark ran. Bolted for the door. Shoving past me so hard I nearly stumbled. Dylan was right behind him, yelling curses. Fists clenched. The door slammed open. And just like that, they were gone. The house fell silent. I turned. Terry was standing there, shaking. Not from fear. From rage. You ruined everything, she hissed. I tilted my head, pretending to think. No, pretty sure you did that. Her eyes blazed. You think you've won? I laughed. A real laugh. Terry, I'm not playing the same game as you. She stepped forward. You're gonna regret this. I smiled. Doubt it. Then I walked to the door, grabbed my keys and stepped out. I wasn't done yet and I walked out, breathing in the night air, feeling something I hadn't felt in months, maybe even years. Relief. Behind me, inside that house of lies, Terry was losing it. I could hear her pacing, slamming drawers, probably throwing things just for the sake of it. Good. Let her rage. Let her feel even a fraction of what she put me through. I climbed into my car and grabbed my phone. Time for the next move. I pulled up my texts, found the one I wanted, and typed, Hey, Lisa, you were right about Terry. Call me when you can. I hit send and smiled to myself. Lisa was Terry's best friend. Or used to be. They had a falling out a few months back. Something about Terry, always thinking she's better than everyone. I didn't pay much attention at the time. But now I understood. And Lisa knew things. I started the car, rolling slowly out of the driveway. As I hit the street, my phone buzzed. Lisa, took you long enough. Call me now. I smirked and hit dial. She picked up instantly. Tell me you finally left that snake. Oh, I left, I said, turning onto the main road. But I'm not done. Lisa laughed. God, I've been waiting for this day. Then let's make it count, I said. Tell me everything. And she did. For the next 20 minutes, Lisa spilled every dirty little secret Terry thought she had buried. The lies, the cheating, the money she borrowed from friends and never paid back. The other guy before Mark. Oh, this just kept getting better. By the time Lisa finished, my head was buzzing with possibilities. You still got the group chat with all her friends? I asked. Lisa chuckled. Oh, babe, I never left. I grinned. Send them everything. Screenshots, messages, every little detail. I want them to know exactly who Terry really is. Lisa let out a satisfied hum. Consider it done. I hung up and turned into a parking lot, letting the weight of it all settle. Terry was about to wake up to a whole new world. No friends, no job, no reputation left to protect. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free. The city lights flickered against my windshield as I parked, gripping the steering wheel, feeling the weight of the last few hours settle into my bones. I had set the fire. Now it was time to watch it burn. My phone buzzed. Lisa. I answered immediately. It's done. Oh, it's more than done. I could hear the smirk in her voice. Terry's about to have the worst night of her life. Good. You want to hear the best part? I leaned back. Hit me. Lisa chuckled. Sabrina. Remember her? The one Terry was always talking trash about. I vaguely remembered. One of Terry's ex-friends. They had a falling out because Terry was, well, Terry. Well, turns out she and Jason are friends, Lisa continued. And when I sent the screenshots to the group chat, she made sure Jason saw every last one. My grin sharpened. So Jason knows everything now. Oh, he doesn't just know. He's pissed. Lisa's voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper. He just sent a message saying she's done. He's calling HR first thing in the morning. A deep satisfaction settled in my chest. Terry was officially unemployed. Lisa sighed dramatically. God, this is therapeutic. I might pour myself a drink and just sit back to enjoy the fallout. I chuckled. You deserve it. As I hung up, a notification flashed across my screen. Group chat. The real Terry, 38 new messages. I opened it, and there it was. Terry's life crumbling in real time. One message after another. Are you serious? She did all this? Holy crap. I lent her money last year. Never saw a dime back. She told me you were the problem. What a joke. Unbelievable. She's been lying to everyone. Then, finally, Terry. You guys are all insane. None of this is true. Stop believing his pathetic lies. I smirked, then typed, Terry, the difference between you and me? I have receipts. Hope you enjoy unemployment. I hit send. A few seconds later, Terry left the chat. Coward. I exhaled, setting my phone down. And that's when I knew I had won. But I still had one last move to make. I turned the key in the ignition, the engine humming to life. It was time for a little face-to-face goodbye. The drive back to the house was different. No anger, no hesitation, just clarity. Terry thought she was untouchable. Thought she could cheat, lie, manipulate, and walk away clean. Not this time. I pulled into the driveway and killed the engine. The house stood there, dark and silent. But I knew she was inside, probably pacing, probably trying to figure out how to spin this. I stepped out, walked up the front steps, and pushed the door open. Terry was sitting on the couch, phone in her hands, scrolling frantically. Her face was flushed, breathing unsteady. The moment she saw me, she exploded. "You psychopath!" she screamed, hurling her phone onto the coffee table. "You ruined my life." I leaned against the doorframe, calm. "Nah, Terry, you did that all by yourself." She shot up from the couch. "My boss fired me. My friends blocked me. Even my MOM is pissed at me. Do you have any idea what you've done?" I tilted my head. "Yeah," balanced the scales. Her hands curled into fists. "You are the most bitter, pathetic, insecure little—" I held up a finger. "Careful, Terry. You're running out of people to talk down to." She exhaled sharply, chest heaving. Then, just like that, she changed tactics. Her eyes softened. Her lip trembled. The actress had arrived. "Listen, let's just talk. Okay?" Her voice was gentle now, almost pleading. I didn't say a word. Just let her dig her own grave. She stepped closer, putting a hand on my chest. "I messed up," she whispered. "I know that. But you and me, we're bigger than this. We can fix it." I raised an eyebrow. "You were literally in our bed with Mark, laughing about it. 5 hours ago." Terry blinked, lips parting. Spare me." I stepped back, her hand falling away. "You don't love me, Terry. You love control. And guess what?" I grinned. "You lost." Her face twisted. "So what now? You gonna divorce me? Take half my money?" She let out a cruel laugh. "Joke's on you. I barely have any." I reached into my pocket and pulled out the envelope. Terry froze. I tossed it onto the coffee table. It slid across the glass, landing right next to her discarded phone. She stared at it like it was a bomb. "What is that?" I smiled. "Divorce papers. Already signed." Terry sucked in a sharp breath. "I've been planning this for a while," I continued. "Your little business trips? Your late nights at work? You really thought I wouldn't catch on." Her eyes widened. I already moved my money. Froze our joint accounts. Canceled your credit card." I sighed dramatically. "Damn. Guess you really don't have anything left." Her face crumbled. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. "You wouldn't." I smiled. "I already did." Silence. Then her breath hitched. Her knees buckled. She collapsed onto the couch, hands gripping the envelope like it was the only thing keeping her from falling apart. For the first time tonight, she looked scared. I turned for the door. As I reached for the handle, her voice came. Small, desperate. "What am I supposed to do now?" I glanced back, taking one last look at the wreckage of the woman I used to love. Then I shrugged. "Not my problem." And I walked out. The door shut behind me with a quiet click. No slamming, no shouting, just finality. I walked down the steps, feeling lighter than I had in years, like I had just shed dead weight. As I reached my car, my phone buzzed. "Lisa." I answered, grinning. "Tell me you've got more good news." Lisa laughed. "Oh, you're gonna love this. Mark?" "Yeah, he just got his ass handed to him." I opened my car door, leaning against it. "Dylan found him?" "Oh, he found him all right." Lisa sounded positively giddy. "Apparently, Dylan trashed his apartment. Like, full-on you won't have furniture after this trashed. Mark's trying to stay at a buddy's place. But guess what?" I smirked. "Nobody wants him." Ding, ding, ding. I shook my head, chuckling. Karma works fast. Oh, it gets better. Terry's meltdown in the group chat? Iconic. She actually tried to play the victim. "Let me guess," I said. "Nobody bought it. Not a single soul." Lisa sighed happily. "It's honestly beautiful." I glanced back at the house one last time. The lights were still on. I could picture her inside, sitting in that mess of a living room, surrounded by the wreckage she created. And for the first time, I didn't care. I slid into the driver's seat, tossing my phone onto the passenger side. "You know what, Lisa?" I said, gripping the wheel. "What?" I started the car. "I think I'm gonna take that trip after all." Lisa let out a delighted laugh. "Hell yeah. Fresh start, baby." I smiled. And as I pulled out of the driveway for the last time, leaving behind the ashes of my old life, I knew I'd never look back.